Good evening, Lumberjacks fans, and welcome back to another presentation of Colorado Lumberjacks baseball. Coming to you live from Rock Canyon Baseball Field here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. A little bit of a change of venue because it is Throwback Series against the visitors from Liberal, Kansas, the Liberal BeeJays, who are making their appearance here at Rock Canyon High School. Hello, everybody. Ben Canvasser for the Colorado Lumberjacks. Thrilled to be with you on a scorching, sweltering, whatever adjective you want to use to describe the heat. It's hot, folks, but we got baseball on tap for you today. It is the Lumberjacks and the BeeJays, and we are set to go. Starting lineups for the BeeJays, leading off, it'll be Seth Green, followed by Cooper Cardocus, Cade Adams, and Cole Anthony batting third and fourth. Tenton Uyeda batting Rojas, batting sixth. In the seventh spot, Caden Azola batting eighth, Charlie Ziola, and then batting ninth, Jet Huffman, to round out the batting order. So it will be Seth Green, the first one to face the starting pitcher for your Lumberjacks, Kai Earl Meyer on the mound. Only 5 innings pitched so far this season. Check that, 8 innings pitched with a 7.2 ERA, and he is going to have to be good to beat this BeeJays team, who has been just stellar this season in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. Earl Meyer out there warming up now, and they are going to be led off, the BeeJays, with Seth Green, an outfielder coming in from Weatherford College, a native of Cincinnati, Ohio, switch hitter, and he is up to bat as we are ready to go. Game 9. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Buckle up for some Rocky Mountain Baseball League action. Earl Meyer, a righty pitcher standing tall on the mound. Green steps in that lefty's batter's box. Here's the first pitch from Earl Meyer, low for ball one. Wind right now blowing out to left field as that American flag out there in left field is starting to whip a little bit. The 1-0 pitch, high for ball two. Couple of fastballs missing high and low for Earl Meyer. Infield playing normal depth. Outfield shaded just a tad out to right field. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that ball is spanked into center field. This one short. It's going to get down, and it's going to get past the center fielder. Green on his way to second. Is he going to take a look at third? He is. And Green is going to get to third base standing up. As well.
Up next for the BeeJays, third baseman number 6, Cooper Cardocus.
We'll wait the official scoring decision on that play. You have to believe that's going to be potentially an error against the center fielder, Johnny Robledo, for the Jacks. As after 3 pitches, the BeeJays already with a runner on third base. That's going to bring up Cooper Cardocus. Here's the first pitch to Cardocus, and that is painting the corner for strike one. Cardocus, a lefty batter. BeeJays electing to go lefty-lefty to face the righty, Earl Meyer. Here's the 0-1 pitch, high for ball one. One from Earl Meyer. That ball chopped to the second baseman. No play is going to be made at home. Instead, they're going to take Cardocus out at first base. Green scores the score 1-0 for the BeeJays.
Next for the BeeJays, catcher number 38, Cade Adams.
Here's the first pitch to Adams. Swing and a miss. Fastball right down the middle. That's what Earl Meyer needs to do a little bit more of. Find that command. Score 1-0 for the BeeJays on the fielder's choice play. The 0-1 pitch high and away for ball one. One from Earl, high for ball two. Official scoring decision has been changed, or at least confirmed from the opening Seth Green hit, that it was not, in fact, an error. Triple as Adams smacks into center field, and this time Robletto's going to be able to make the grab for. As down goes Cade Adams.
The BeeJays right fielder, Cal Anthony.
Anthony, a batter lineup. The first pitch from Erlmeyer, and that field getting under is Fagans. Oh, check that. That ball is going to get back. Anthony is going to get his way. So a double in this first inning, given up by Erlmeyer.
29, Trenton Ueda.
So Anthony on second base. They'll bring up Yeda, righty batter, high and inside for ball one. Erlmeyer takes a look back at second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, paint in the corner for strike one. Good pitch there as Ueda wasn't too sure about that called strike. But from where we're standing, that one just grazing the corner to that plate. So the count 1-1. 2 outs, top of the first. BeeJays lead 1-0. Here's the 1-1. In that same spot again for called strike two. So the count now in favor of Erlmeyer, 1-2 with 2 outs. Miller taking a look at Anthony at second base. Back there. The 1-2, breaking ball. Chop to Miller. Fires it over to Franier, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So the BeeJays get one on a triple from Seth Green, but that's all they get. We head to the bottom of the first inning. You're watching the Rocky Mountain Baseball League on the Colorado Lumberjax Sports Network. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. The score 1-0 in favor of the Liberal BeeJays as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Lumberjacks' first attempt up to bat, and they will be facing Joshua Mosby, right-handed pitcher from Howard University, a native of Justin, Texas. And the righty is going to have to face Josh Miller, Caden Clifford, and Parker Fagans to begin this bottom of the first inning. Mosby, a tall, lengthy right-handed pitcher. And we'll see how the Lumberjacks are able to attack him early here in this first inning. 2 hits given up by Erlmeyer in that first inning, including the leadoff triple to Seth Green, who was able to come home on the fielder's choice to score the 1 run of that inning. And then Cal Anthony was able to tag a double, so those were those 2 hits. Now we take a look at Josh Miller playing in his 8th game, 34 at-bats, or 23 at-bats with a 3.91 ERA, 9 hits, 3 doubles on the season, and 2 RBIs. And we'll see what he is able to do here against Mosby, as Mosby is going to throw down one more time. Just a reminder, folks, it is throwback night for the reason why we are here at Rock Canyon Baseball, the former home of the Lone Tree Lumberjacks in the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League.
Now batting for your Lumberjacks, second baseman number 8, Josh Miller.
Miller in the box. Here's the first pitch from Mosby, and that ball is smacked foul back out of play over the first base side, back into the parking lot. So the count 0-1 against Miller. Miller, a native of Parker, Colorado. Here's the 0-1 from Mosby, and that's in there for called strike 2. So Mosby in his first, or facing his first batter of the game, quickly ahead, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, ball 1, just missing in the inside corner of the plate. Mosby was walking off the mound like he got Miller looking, but a little bit too much of the white paint in the right-handed batter's box. So another 1-2 from Mosby. Slap foul again, back behind home plate. Miller doing a good job of keeping this at-bat alive. Caden Clifford will make the slow jog back behind home plate to retrieve that foul ball. Infield in normal depth. Outfield playing straight up. And here's the 1-2 from Mosby. Breaking ball fought off again by Miller, doing well as that ball was just creeping its way back across home plate. So the count's still 1-2, but if you're the Lumberjacks, the type of at-bats you want early against a guy like Josh Mosby. Open stance from Miller. And here's the 1-2. Bouncing low and inside for ball 2. Couple of fastballs there for Mosby missing. I wonder if he's going to come back with a breaking ball. Mosby sets up the 2-2. Fouled back behind home plate again. Mosley looking in, the 2-2. And that ball is smacked into right field. This one's going to get down, and that's a leadoff single for Josh Miller. So a great at-bat turns into a great result as Miller gets on. So both teams get their leadoff runners on, and that's going to bring up Caden Clifford now to face Mosley.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, shortstop number 20, Caden Clifford.
Clifford from nearby Castle Rock, Colorado, playing his ball at Colby Community College, a lefty batter, as Miller gets a short lead at first. Now Miller with a secondary lead, and that first pitch is fouled back out of play. Or check that off the protective fencing here at Rock Canyon High School. So the count 0-1. Mosley taking a look back at first base. Clifford with an open stance, the 0-1, and that ball's chopped foul again. Clifford swinging early on that one. Does well to make some sort of contact. But now he is behind 0-2 against Mosley. Miller with a short first lead. The second after Mosley takes a look back, he gets a good secondary jump. Here's the 0-2 for Mosley. And that ball is going to get away from the catcher, and Miller could army crawl his way down to second base as he takes second. Jax with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. And 2. Playing straight up with no open stance. Miller with a decent lead at second base. Here's the one low and away for ball 2. So the count now 2-2. Cade Adams, the catcher for the BeeJays, unable to hold on to that pass ball, which is why Miller is on second base. Miller with a big lead. Here's the 2-2. And that ball is spanked into right field. This one's deep. This one's back. This one is gone! Caden Clifford with a 2-run home run, and the Jacks the first. That ball had a vapor trail attached to it as Clifford tags it into right field. And we have a couple of fans out there sitting in some lawn chairs, and one of them now very slowly making their way to grab that baseball.
Left fielder number 22, Parker Fagan.
But what a momentum swing from Caden Clifford. And that's going to bring up Parker Fagans now, a righty batter to face Mosley. Here's the first pitch from Mosley, high for ball 1. So what looked like a picture-perfect top half of the inning for the BeeJays. They were able to get 1 run, nearly 2. All of a sudden, momentum swings back in favor of the Lumberjacks. They lead 2-1. And here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is fouled back behind home plate. So the count 1-1 against Parker Fagans. Fort Scott Community College ball player from Castle Rock, Colorado. Righty batter to the 1-1, low and away, ball 2. Inning got off to a great start with a multi-pitch at-bat by Josh Miller, who singled into right field, and then Caden Clifford with a deep 2-run home run over to right field, the 2-1. And that one is low for ball 3. So Fagans ahead in the count, 3-1. Mosley taking his time looking for this pitch. Here's the 3-1. And that ball is smacked into left field. Ziola there to make the grab for the first out of the inning for the BeeJays. But another at-bat with good contact for the Lumberjacks as they're seeing these pitches come in. Mosley's command maybe not where he wants it to be right now.
Lumberjacks. First baseman number 34, Elias Frenier.
Now Elias Frenier from Antelope Valley College, a native of Littleton, Colorado, switch hitter. He's going to be batting in the lefty spot against Mosley. Here's the first pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside corner of the plate for Frenier. One out, bottom of the first between the Lumberjacks and the BeeJays. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball low. So Mosley ahead in the count, 0-2 against Elias Frenier. Frenier working his way to his mound. The 0-2. Fastball staying outside for ball 1. Mosley looks in. The 1-2. And that ball smacked to the second baseman coming up to make the play. Over to first base. Kardokas. Check that. It's Uyeda who makes the throw over to Izola at first base. And now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second for the Jacks. Now bring up Zach Perry now, a righty batter to face Mosley. Here's the first pitch. Breaking stays high for ball. Perry Handler, Gilbert Community College. The 1-0 to him. Stays high and outside. Infield in normal depth. Wind has died out there at left field. Here's the pitch. And that ball smacked foul back to the parking lot. Didn't hear any crashing sound, so I think we're all good there. Perry with a standard stance. He'll be awarded it. As Mosley was ready to go. Perry steps back into the box, the third baseman for the Lumberjacks. Ahead in the count, 2-1. And here is that 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays inside, nearly tags Perry, but he's able to get out of the way. So the count now 3-1 against Mosley. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Mosley has his pitch. Adams sets up, normal, 3-1. Foul back out of play for strike 2. Count full against Perry. Mosley has his pitch. Here's the 3-2. Low and away, ball 4. He walked him. Aboard, 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and that's going to bring up Bryson Satterley. Apologies.
Next up. Now batting for the Lumberjacks. Catcher number 12, Bryson Satterley.
Satterley, the catcher for this Lumberjack squad, playing his ball at Colorado Christian. Here's the first pitch. Satterley is in there for strike 1. Perry at first base with a good first lead there. 2 hits aside for both these teams through 1 2/3. Here's the 0-1. Satterley is low for ball 1. Satterley, the catcher from Frederick, Colorado. Here's the 1-1. And that's inside for ball 2. Oh, check that. That is a called strike 2 inside corner of the plate. So the count 1-2 against Satterley. Mosley looking to get out of this inning. It began with a Josh Miller single. It was followed up by a Caden Clifford 2-run home run. The count 1-2 against Mosley. Take first base. And he will indeed throw over there to try to get Zach Perry. Perry able to get back to the bag in time. Perry with a slightly larger lead than Josh Miller had when he reached first base. Mosley takes a look. Here's the 1-2. And that is in there for a called third strike. Beautiful breaking ball. But Josh Miller gets a single. Caden Clifford gets a 2-run shot. The Jacks lead. We head to the top of the second. You're watching Lumberjacks baseball on the Lumberjacks Sports Network. Welcome back, Rock Canyon High School. We head to the top of the second between the Colorado Lumberjacks and the visitors from Liberal, Kansas, the Liberal BeeJays. Two-run shot by Caden Clifford. The difference in this one early on with an absolute moonshot out to right field to score Josh Miller and himself. We just heard here in the press box, any foul balls that go into the stands can be redeemed for a free Chick-fil-A sandwich, and there must have been about 30 of them in that first inning, as poor Joshua Mosley had to run through the gauntlet in the bottom of the first inning, throwing definitely more pitches than he was hoping for. And that's going to bring up Josiah Rojas to begin the top of the second inning.
Number 23 designated hitter Josiah Rojas.
Rojas, another lefty batter. That's now 4 lefty batters so far for the BeeJays. Rojas, a Louisville, Texas native, takes a look at ball 1 from Erlmeyer. That one just missing outside. Erlmeyer working quickly here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that ball is going to be kept in play. Throw over to first is in time. Good throw by Zach Perry to get the first out of the inning. 2 pitches from Erlmeyer, and he's got Rojas out.
Number 20, Caden Isula.
Caden Asula up to bat, righty batter. First pitch from Erlmeyer, breaking ball low for ball 1. Zola, the first baseman, Sacramento City College players. He takes a look at Straw that makes contact with the outside corner of that plate. So the count 1-1 for Erlmeyer. Here's the 1-1. That ball is going to be chopped back behind Cade Adams. Apologies, Bryson Satterley, the catcher for the Lumberjacks. So 1-2 against Azola. Here is that 1-2 pitch. And that ball is smacked to Frenier. He's going to make the play over at first, make the jog over to the bag. And just like that, Jacks have 2 outs in the top of the second. And Charlie Ziola now up to bat. And can I believe my eyes? I can. It's another lefty batter for the BeeJays.
Charlie Ziola.
Ziola, playing his baseball at the University of Nebraska, takes a look at a first pitch called ball from Erlmeyer. It looked like home plate umpire wanted to make the called strike signal, holding up there the 1-0 pitch from Erlmeyer. And that ball takes a deflection off of Satterley's pads and back behind home plate for ball 2. Ziola with an open stance, out towards Frenier at first base. Here's the 2-0 from Erlmeyer. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 1. Beautiful pitch. You can tell Ziola was looking at that the whole way after Erlmeyer missed on those first 2 pitches. Count now 2-1. Here is that 2-1 pitch, and that ball is smacked foul out of play. That's a free chicken sandwich heading towards the highway. And that will go out of play. Count 2-2 with 2 outs. Right now, I don't see anybody moving towards that one. And here's the 2-2 pitch. And that ball is high for ball 3. Count now full. Nebraska native versus Erlmeyer. Here is the 3-2 pitch. And that ball is smacked foul back out of play again over the dugout of the BeeJays. So the count remains full. Three-two pitch from Erlmeyer. high for ball 4. He walks Ziola, so the BeeJays have a batter on for Jet Huffman.
Now batting for the BeeJays, shortstop number 3, Jet Huffman.
Huffman, a middle infielder from Turpin, Oklahoma. Righty batter batting in the 9 spot. Ziola with a short lead at first base. Franier holding him on. We'll see if Erlmeyer will take a look. He does not. Here's the first pitch, and that's going to be chopped to the third baseman. And the throw over to first base is in time. Franier gets him out. So after surrendering 1 in the top of the first, Erlmeyer comes out. He walks 1, but he gets 3 outs, gives up no runs. We'll be back here in a second for the bottom of the second inning. Jacks are batting. You're watching a presentation of Colorado Lumberjacks baseball. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We head to the bottom of the second inning between the Lumberjacks and the BeeJays. Jacks lead 2-1 off the bat of Caden Clifford, who delivered a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the first inning. And they are going to be led off by Mason Regan, the designated hitter, to face Joshua Mosley, as we talked about after the bottom half of that first inning, throwing a couple more pitches than I'm sure number 41 in, let's call it Ole Miss blue and red, would have liked to throw. He'll be facing Mason Regan, batting .417 or a .417 slugging percentage, batting .167 on the season, number 5. Regan, a righty batter, facing the right hand. Here is the first pitch of Regan, and he'll slap that ball foul. So after the foul ball, the count 0-1 against Regan. And Mosley's second pitch is in there for strike 2, so the count now 0-2. Regan crouching down deep in the middle. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Regan, breaking ball in there, strike 3. Inside corner of the plate, and that's 3 pitches for Mosley, and that's a strikeout for Regan.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, right fielder number 18,
Now bring up Kyler
Vaughn.
Batting 136 on the season. Does have 11 walks drawn, so a good eye for Vaughn. Here is the first pitch from Mosley. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Two hits aside for both of these teams. Bottom half of the second inning. Rock Canyon High School. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball is smacked in a center field. This one might be danger. Is this ball going to drop? It is not, because coming to make the play is Uyeda for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, center fielder number 1, Johnny Robledo.
So now Robledo will bat in the 9 spot before this lineup turns over. 250 average on the season. 3 hits, 4 strikeouts for Robledo, a right-handed hitter. Playing center field today for the Jacks. Here's the first pitch from Mosley. In there for strike 1. Mosley finding something he did not have in the first inning. A little bit better command as he's settling into this game. Robledo standing back in the box. Here's the 0-1. And that ball is outside corner of the plate for called strike 2. Mosley already with 2 looking strikeouts through 1 2/3 inning of pitching. And he is looking for his 3rd here. But I'm pretty sure he'll settle for a swinging one. Robledo's got to defend down 0-2. Here's that 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is another strikeout for Joshua Mosley, his 3rd of the day. 1-2-3 inning for the BeeJays. They'll bat in the top of the 3rd when we return to Rock Canyon High School. You're watching this presentation of the Colorado Lumberjacks. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. The score 2-1. The Lumberjacks lead the BeeJays as we head to the 3rd inning. Top of the order coming up for the BeeJays. It's going to be Seth Green, who led off this game with a triple to center field. Switch hitter is Green, and he will step back into the left batter's box.
Seth Green.
Incredibly fast out there is number 1 for the BeeJays, and you wonder if he gets on base, if he is not going to hesitate to take a bag here. Working against Erlmeyer, set to begin the 3rd inning. Breaking ball bounces in. Satterley able to block it, but it's in for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball, top corner of the strike zone. Getting Green to swing out of his shoes a little bit there. So the count 1-1. Erlmeyer working incredibly quickly. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that ball is smacked into center field. Robledo has to get back, and he is going to make the grab, backing up to the warning track. So Green is done and out, and that's a quick out for Erlmeyer.
3rd baseman number 6, Cooper Curticus.
Carticus, number 6, the 3rd baseman, up to bat. He grounded out to the 2nd baseman in the 1st inning, but was able to score Green in for the RBI fielder's choice. Here is that first pitch. Cardokas showing bunt. This is going to be a close play at first base, and Cardokas is going to let it out or leg it out and get there safe. A little bit of miscommunication there between Erlmeyer and Satterley as who was going to come up to make the throw, and the decision came too late.
Catcher number 38, Cade Adams.
So now Cade Adams flew out to Robledo in the 1st inning. He will step up to bat once again in that lefty batter's box. Here's the first pitch. In there for strike one. Beautiful outside corner. Erlmeyer painting the strike zone right now. Kardokis with a small lead at first base. Kardokis nearly deciding to go there. Satterley has to come up to attempt to make a throw. He holds on to it. And that ball was in there for ball one, so the count 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Erlmeyer. And that ball is in there just high in ball two. Kardokis inching his way down there at first base. Big secondary lead. And that ball is inside for ball three. So the count now 3-1 against Cade Adams. Here's the 3-1. And that is in there for strike two. Once again, a breaking ball on the portion of the plate. So the count full. Here's the 3-2. Runner goes, and it's going to be ball four, so Kardokis could get there standing up. Instead, he takes a tumble at second base. Adams will walk 90 feet down to first base. 2 runners on with 1 out in the top of the third for the BeeJays.
Now batting for the BeeJays, right fielder number 19, Cal Anthony.
Now Cal Anthony will step into the batter's box. Discussion going on here between the first base umpire and the wondering about a decision there. No, Anthony doubled in the first inning, was unable to come around and score. Unsure as to what the conversation would be. Kardokis went, but it was ball four anyways to Cade Adams. So we'll see what the decision to be made here, and I believe we're going to have a runner out at second base. Now, this is an explanation I'm going to need to hear. Kardokis is going to be out at second, according to the home plate umpire. Now, the manager for the BeeJays is having a word. He wants some clarification. I think a lot of us want some clarification as well. And now, a tad confused is everybody up here, but there's 2 outs. Kardokis out at second base. Adams at first. Cal Anthony up to bat. And here's the first pitch, and that's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball by Anthony. So the Jacks with a little bit of a gift there at second base. Here's the 0-1 from Erlmeyer, and that ball is smacked foul back into the BeeJays dugout. So the count quickly 0-2 against Anthony. Adams getting a good secondary lead at first base. Erlmeyer not paying any attention, and I believe that's the right move, looking to get out of this inning. 2 outs ahead on Anthony, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Adams goes, and that ball is roped into right field, and that's going to get down, and it's going to get up against the wall. Adams legging it around third, and he is actually going to be held up there, so it's a second game for Cal Anthony. Adams gets to third, and there's still 2 outs in the top of the third. So a good piece of hitting again by Cal Anthony, and now 2 runners in scoring position. And Oyeda, apologies, with an opportunity to give the BeeJays the lead. Here's the first pitch, and that's high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that ball is smacked into right field. That's going to get down. Adams is going to score. Anthony is being waved around third. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time, and the BeeJays lead 3-2. So a single from Ten Uyeda, a 2-run RBI single, gives the BeeJays back the lead in the top of the third.
Now batting for the BeeJays, designated hitter number 23, Ross.
And that will bring up Rojas. That's now 5 hits for the BeeJays through 2 2/3. Rojas to the third baseman in the last inning. That's a first pitch chop to Franier, who will make the play at first base. But the damage done in the top of the third inning. BeeJays get 2 runs. They take the lead. They lead 3-2. Jacks will bat in the bottom of the third when we return to Rock Canyon High School. You are watching this presentation of the Colorado Lumberjacks. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School in steamy Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Bottom of the third inning between the home Colorado Lumberjacks and the visitors from Liberal, Kansas, the Liberal BeeJays. Score right now 3-2. BeeJays get 2 in the top of the inning off the bat of Ten Uyeda. Top of the order leading things off for the Jacks in the bottom of the third inning. Josh Miller, who led things off for the Jacks with a single. He will step up to face Joshua Mosley.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, second baseman number 8, Josh Miller.
Temperature has dropped to 86 degrees, but don't tell that to anybody who's not in the press box right now. It still feels like a balmy 94 degrees in Highlands Ranch. Set to begin the bottom third. Miller up to bat facing the righty Mosley. And here's the first pitch to Miller. And that ball is smacked foul out of play. So the count 0-1 against Miller. Miller with an open stance out towards third base. Here is the 0-1 pitch. And that ball is in there for strike 2. Miller taking a look back at home plate umpire, unsure about that call. Miller behind 0-2. He did well to battle in his first at-bat. Let's see if he can do that here. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that ball is smacked to the third base side. Kardokas makes the play over to first base, and that's the first out of the inning. So now that'll bring up Caden Clifford, who got things going for the Jacks in the bottom of the first inning with a 2-run home run out to right field. The reason for the 2 runs for the Jacks at this point in the ball game. Righty versus lefty here. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Clifford was looking to do it again. The 0-1 from Mosley. Inside for ball one. Count 1-1, bottom of the third inning. And that is a breaking ball that never broke. Stayed outside for ball two. Clifford, the shortstop for this Jacks team. Mosley has his pitch. And here is the 2-1. That ball is high for ball three. So Clifford ahead 3-1. Mosley has his pitch. The 3-1. And that ball is smacked to the first base side. And Mosley's going to come over to make a play on the bag and get the second out of the inning for the BeeJays. And now Parker Fagan's up to bat for the Jacks.
Now batting for the Jacks, left fielder number 22, Parker Fagan.
Fagans flew out to center field in the first inning. Righty versus righty. Infield normal depth, outfield normal depth. Big gap, actually, between the second baseman and the shortstop. Here's the first pitch to Fagans. Breaking ball in there for strike one. So now Mosley working. After giving up the two-run home run in the first inning, came back with a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Looking to do the same here in the third. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. Clifford did not go around, so the count 1-1. Ready to go here. Clifford with a closed stance towards first base side. And there's a swing and a miss. He actually got a piece of that. Still strike two, count 1-2 against Fagans. Elias Fernier waiting on deck for the Jacks. Mosley takes all the time he has to select a pitch. He has it here. Here's the 1-2, and that's another swing and a miss. Drop third strike. The throw over to the first baseman is going to be in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Joshua Mosley. And the Jacks go down 1-2-3. We head to the fourth inning at Rock Canyon High School. The score, the Liberal BeeJays 3, your Colorado Lumberjacks 2. We'll be right back. You're watching a presentation of Colorado Lumberjacks baseball. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. We head to the top of the fourth inning. The BeeJays lead the Lumberjacks by a score of 3-2.
Now batting for the BeeJays, first baseman number 20, Caden Isola.
Caden Isola is going to lead things off for the BeeJays, one of the oldest semi-professional and summer ball clubs in America. They got their first season going back in 1955, back in the Jayhawk League, located in Kansas. Here's the first pitch. Zola's outside for ball one. Erlmeyer still working in the fourth, and the second pitch is smacked to the right fielder, and this one's going to get back, and this one's going to get up against the wall. Izola to second base, and he's going to get there with a stand-up double. Kyler Vaughn must have lost that ball right off of the jump because it took him a second to realize where that was as it got down back between the S and the E in baseball out in left field. Check that, Fagan's out in left field. Ziola now up to bat. He'll take a look at a first pitch ball. The third double of the day for the Liberal BeeJays. Ziola open stance. Erlmeyer takes a look back at second base, and the 1-0 pitch is in there for ball two. Clifford playing deep at second base was potentially going to hold on to Zola. He does not. The third pitch from Erlmeyer is inside for ball three, so he's quickly behind 3-0. Zola with a safe lead at second base. Erlmeyer takes a look. The 3-0 pitch in there for strike one. No swing sign on for Ziola as he takes a look at strike one, the count 3-1. Ziola walked back in the second inning. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball inside. Great pitch by Erlmeyer, and the count now full. How big of an out would this be for Kai Erlmeyer? Here's the 3-2. And that is a ball that is chopped foul down the third base line. Huffman will toss it back to the home plate umpire. That ball will be ready to go back into play. Turf field here at Rock Canyon High School. And now another 3-2 pitch from Erlmeyer. And that is high for ball four. So for the second time today, Ziola walks.
Now batting for the BeeJays, shortstop number 3, Jet Huffman.
So Huffman now up to bat, a righty batter in a dangerous situation for the Jacks here. No outs, 2 men on. And it doesn't look like anybody warming up in the bullpen for the Jacks. Here's the first pitch, and that is lightly tapped foul down the first base side. Frenier will come to grab the ball. Miller and Clifford both in tight at second base. Second pitch from Erlmeyer, high and away for ball one. Zola at second base with a good lead. Here's the 1-1 from Erlmeyer. And that's a breaking ball for strike two, just catching the outside corner of the plate. So Erlmeyer ahead of Huffman. Erlmeyer would love to get this strikeout here. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got that strikeout. Breaking ball. Huffman swinging at it. And that's the first out of the inning for the Jacks.
Now batting for the BeeJays, center fielder number 1, Seth Green.
And now the top of the order up for the BeeJays. Seth Green tripled in the first, flew out to center field in the third inning. Here's the first pitch to Green, and that's high for ball 1. That was the first strikeout of the game for Kai Erlmeyer. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back out of play for strike 1. So they count 1-1 for Green. Cincinnati, Ohio native. The 1-1 from Erlmeyer, swing and a miss. Got him with the fastball, a little bit low, but Green was swinging all the way. The count 1-2. If Erlmeyer can get this, slight momentum shift back to the Jacks. Here's the 1-2 pitch inside for ball 2. Green stepping out of the way. Jacks dugout hoping that ball caught the inside corner of the plate. It did not, so the count 2-2. 2-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 3. Now the count full. To Green. Here's the full count pitch. Oh, and low and outside for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded.
Now batting for the BeeJays, third baseman number 6, Cooper Cardicus.
I get psyched out every time it's a ball 4. It looks like the home plate umpire is going to pull that arm back for strike 3, and that time he moved the shoulder ever so slightly, but that ball was outside for ball 4, so the base is loaded. Dangerous spot again for the BeeJays, infield in. And the first pitch to Cardocus is fouled out of play. Cardocus grounded out to second, got a single in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that ball is outside for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch high for ball 2. So the count out 2-1 to Cardocus. Caden Azola got things going in this 4th inning with a leadoff double, and then it was 2 walks to load the bases. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count 2-2. The 2-2 from Erlmeyer, and that ball is smacked to center field. Robletta is going to camp under and make the grab. Runner tags from third base and is actually going to get held up. So a good play by Robletta to get that in quickly. No damage. Base is still loaded, but now 2 outs. That brings up Cade Adams. Adams walked in the 3rd inning. Working against Erlmeyer with the bases still loaded, 2 outs. First pitch fouled out of play by Adams. Adams also grounded into a 4-3 out in the 1st inning. A 0-1 from Erlmeyer. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Erlmeyer ahead and 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. Lumberjacks trail by 1. Top of the 4th inning. Bases loaded. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fouled back over the dugout of the BeeJays, so the count remains 0-2. Izola at third. Ziola at second. Green at first. The 0-2. And that ball is smacked into left field. That's going to get down. That's going to score one. Second run on its way. And the BeeJays now lead 5-2 off a clutch 2-out single by Cade Adams. A little late on that hit, but able to get it into left field. So Izola and Ziola come home. Green goes to second. Adams at first, still 2 outs in the top of the fourth. First pitch fouled away by Anthony, who has not one but 2 doubles on the day for the BeeJays. The 0-1 from Erlmeyer, high and inside for ball 1. Count 1-1 against Anthony. Anthony off his leg, so the count 1. Erlmeyer looks in. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runners go. Swing and a miss. Erlmeyer gets the strikeout, but the BeeJays add 2 more. They lead 5-2. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning at Rock Canyon High School. You are watching this presentation of Colorado Lumberjacks baseball. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. Ben Canvasser for the Colorado Lumberjacks. Thrilled to be here. Hot, humid day out in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We have played half a ball game. The score, the Liberal BeeJays 5, your Colorado Lumberjacks 2. Elias Franier will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as after a goose egg given up by pitcher Kai Erlmeyer in the second, it's been back-to-back 2-run innings for the BeeJays. And after giving up a 2-run home run in the first inning, Joshua Mosley, back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, getting 3 strikeouts during that frame. 7 hits now in the game for the BeeJays, just 2 for the Lumberjacks. And that was the leadoff single to Miller and then the 2-run home run to Clifford. Franier, the first baseman, will be the leadoff batter for the Jacks, rounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. Lefty batter working against the righty pitcher, looking to get things going in the bottom of the 4th.
First baseman number 34, Elias Franier.
So infield playing normal depth. The wind now shifting out towards right field. And here's the first pitch to Franier. And that ball misses way outside, startling one of the fans behind home plate. Count 0-1 against 1-0 against Frenier. Here's the 1-0 from Mosley. Swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside corner of the plate. Count 1-1. Frenier with a slightly open batter stance towards right field. The 1-0 or the 1-1 from Mosley is low for ball 2. Still plenty of time to play in this ball game, but hits need to start coming for this Jacks offense. Just 2 in this contest. Mosley looks in. Here's the 2-1. And that ball is slapped, and that ball is going to be just fouled down the third base line. So they count 2-2. A couple of strikeouts in the last inning for Mosley. Mosley taking a lot of time to find his pitch. He finally has it. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got Frenier swinging. 4th strikeout of the game for Mosley. And the leadoff batter for the Jacks is down.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, 3rd baseman number 9, Zach Perry.
Now they'll bring up Zach Perry, the first baseman. Check that. The 3rd baseman, apologies, singled in the 1st inning. Facing Mosley. Here's the first pitch. And that is in there for strike 1. Mosley taking his time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And he's quickly ahead 0-2 again, looking for his 5th strikeout of this game. Mosley shakes off a couple. Gives the nod. Has his pitch. Here's the 0-2 to Perry. Swing and a miss. Drop 3rd strike. Adams will make the throw over to first base, and that's the 2nd out and the 5th strikeout of the game for Mosley, who has been dealing after giving up the 2-run home run to Clifford.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, catcher number 12, Bryson Satterley.
Now Bryson Satterley up to bat. He struck out looking to end the 1st inning. And now Mosley in cruise control. Jacks have to do something here to get him out of his rhythm. Here's the first pitch to Satterley, and that is smacked to the shortstop. Throw over to first base is in time. Huffman makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for the BeeJays. The Jacks go down. We head to the 5th at Rock Canyon High School. The score, BeeJays 5, Jacks 2. You're watching a presentation of Colorado Lumberjacks baseball. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. The score, the Lumberjacks trail the BeeJays 5-2. Kai Frenier's day is done after giving up 5 runs through 4 innings. Charles Gargis now on the mound, number 32, right-handed pitcher for your Jacks.
BeeJays. Second baseman number 29, Trenton Ueda.
Ueda now up to bat. He got things going back in the 3rd inning with a 2-run RBI single. Let's see what Gargis can do against this BeeJays lineup that's woken up the last 2 innings. Here's the first pitch from Gargis, and that is a fastball inside for ball 1. Catcher setting up outside. Here's the 1-0 from Gargis. Strike 1, swinging on a fastball. Nobody seems to be warming up in the BeeJays dugout. Gargis, tall, lengthy, right-handed pitcher. Here's the 1-1. And that's in there for strike 2, outside corner of the plate. So the count 1-2 against Ueda. Gargis has his pitch. Here's the 1-2. Oh, and that is ball 2. Once again, a fake out from the umpire. This one by far the most animated fake out of the game as he looked over at the Lumberjacks dugout. The count 2-2. That ball just missing on the outside corner of the plate. So here's the 2-2 from Gargis. And that is smacked to the second baseman. Franier makes the play at first on the grab. It was an awkward grab, but he made the play. 1 out, 5th. So now they'll bring up Joshua Rojas. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman. Flew out to Franier back in the 3rd inning. The second batter to face Gargis. Here's the first pitch, and that is high. Last at bat. Count 1-0. And the top of the 5th.
Now batting for the BeeJays. First, Caden.
Now, Caden at bat, he doubled in the last inning to get things going for the BeeJays. Different situation for him now with 2 outs and Gargis on the mound. Here's the first pitch. And that ball bounces catcher back to home plate against Zola. In any game, you look for an opportunity to regain momentum. This could be that chance for the Lumberjacks if they can get a 1-2-3 in the 5th. And that ball just outside for ball 2. So now Zola will step back into the box, taking an extended break after that pitch. And that'll smack foul once again. Back behind home plate into the parking lot. Count 2-1. waiting on deck for the BeeJays. 7 hits to 2. Still the hit score, 5-2. Still the real score, 2-1 pitch. And that ball found the same spots, 2-2, with 2 outs for Gargis. One pitch to get out of the inning. One more pitch. Here's the 2-2 from Gargis. Back field. This one's deep. This one's going to get down. Isola looking for his second double of the game. Standing up. So for Caden Isola.
Outfielder number 8, Charlie Ziola.
Charlie Ziola, who's walked twice in this game up to bat, lefty batter facing Gargis. Here's the first pitch to Ziola for ball 1. Oh, the left Fola at second base getting a good lead. Clifford not really holding him on. Here's the 1-0 from Gargis. Swing and a miss on a changeup into there. So the count 1-1. Gargis not taking a look back at second base pitch. Here's the 1-1. And that's low for ball 2. Decent-sized crowd on hand here at Rock Canyon High School. Brains and the Heat here in Highland to just a little bit. The count 2-1. Charlie Ziola facing Charles Gargis. Here's the 2-1 from Gargis, and that is in there for strike 2. You can see that coming the whole way out of his hand. As that one go by him. Again, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Jacks trail by 3. Need to get a strikeout here or an out. Gargis takes a look back at second base. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He swung, he round, and Gargis gets ends the inning. No run for the Liberal BeeJays. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Jacks still trail by 3. They need to get some runs. We'll be right back from Rock Canyon or watching this presentation of the Colorado Lumberjacks. Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. The scores we had at the bottom of the 5th. The BeeJays lead over the Jacks by a score of 5-2. Story in this contest has been the pitching of Joshua Mosley for the Liberal BeeJays. after surrendering a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the first inning to Caden. It has been nothing but 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and he has been absolutely grooving strikeouts in this contest. If he gets in any trouble here, he might get pulled. As I take a look down to the bullpen for the BeeJays, it does look like somebody is at least warming up, but not in a throwing motion. He's going to lead off against Mason. Hitter struck out looking. Here's the first pitch to Regan, and that is inside for a called strike one. Ahead in the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss again by Regan. So the count quickly 0-2. And if you're the Lumberjacks, you got to start finding a way to get back. Just 2 hits in this contest through 4 innings. Here's the... He's got it now. Here is the 0-2. And that ball is smacked into right field. That one's going to get down, and there's a single. Single for Mason Regan, the 3rd hit of the game, and exactly with the for the Lumberjacks.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, right fielder number 18, Vaughn.
So now Kyler Vaughn will step into the batters to take on Mosley out to the second baseman back in the 2nd inning. But now the Jacks with a base runner on for the first time since the 1st inning. Here's the first pitch to Vaughn, and that ball into deep center field. This one's deep. This one's back. This has a chance. It's gone on the hill. Kyler Vaughn, another 2-run home, back within 1. So, 2-run home run by Kyler Vaughn. For the Jacks, two of those hits have been singles to right field. Two of those home runs also to deep center field. That ball crushed by Vaughn. Robledo now up to bat, still no outs in the 5th inning. In the Kyler Vaughn. We have our favorite volunteer out there right now trying on ball. And the count 1-1 right now. And Roberto follows that one back out of play for strike 2. Robledo. Infield playing depth. 1-2 pitch. And that's low for ball 2. So the count 2-2. And now you have a little bit more action in that BeeJays bullpen. Taking his time like he's been doing the entirety of this ball game. Finds his pitch 2-2, and that is going to tag Robledo, and that's another base runner. Still no outs. Got the top of the order. Josh Miller.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, second baseman number 8, Josh.
And now I believe this might be the day for Joshua Mosley. And I think this is going to be the day. Mosley stellar in the second. Couple of pitches get away from him in the 1st. And that is going to be the end of his ball game. Really 4 earned runs for number 41 for the BeeJays, but his day is done. He'll leave one man hit. We have a new pitcher on the mound. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll resume action in the bottom of the 5th. You're watching this presentation of the Colorado Lumberjacks. tying away for ball 2. Behind 2-0, takes a look over at first base. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that ball is smacked to the second. Ranier gets the out. 3 base surrender, no wrongs. No up 8-5. They will bat in the bottom. Watching this presentation of the Colorado Lumberjacks. Okay, so it's it's on mute now, but you hear it now? Wait,
Yeah.
Trent, you single 9-5 the score, or check that as a ball actually from. And home. Count 1-1 here. Anthony, second, takes second, stand the catch. So the count 2-1. Anthony advances to second. play, and now manager will come out to have a word with Charles Gargis. 2 men on this pivotal. And I don't believe they're going to take Gargis. Again, one apologies for the technical difficulties on our the BeeJays, but 9-5 in favor of the X. The important one, and Nogueira on behind Satterley. The first pitch to Josiah Rojas. It's in there for ball one. Vargas needs to find it out. Jackson worked so hard to get 2 scoreless innings back to back for the Jacks. breaking ball because tying up. Open stands for Rojas. Outside. Satterley does well. I mean, really well. Gargis lost control on the match. The count. Gargis, who was so good in the last two innings, a little shaky. The 3-0 from Gargis is not in there. So now Caden is run single by fifth inning. As well as a double to start. Gargis pitches. One. Ball two. count right now against Zola. Nowhere to put him. Gargas has to find the strike zone. Here's the 3-0. So the walk, the pass ball, around 9-6. Allowed space is still loaded, and now Charlie's Ziola up to bat. Ziola's that one. That's going to score one. That's going to score 2 runs. One. Third base coach is going to hold up the runner. There, that's a double for Ziola. The game is now back with him.
Huffman.
Welcome back to Rock Canyon High School. We understand that these will do our best to continue and provide as much coverage as we can here in Colorado Lumberjacks. Charles Gargas is 33 back in the mound. Colby Community College player. Lefty pitcher working against often. For ball 1. I believe that ball and he is down. Pressing out to the as he is slow to get up. It looks like while we back in here, let's just reset the game in the bottom of the first inning. After that, it was all just as they would score 4 and take the lead 5-3, and then when all home highlighted by a 2-run home run by Kyler, and they added 1 in the bottom of the BeeJays to get this game back within 1. The score is 9-8. Outs in the top half. Two ground outs and a strikeout working against the Jacobs. For ball 2. Smokey Hayes begins to fill the aim of what we've seen in Utah. The Joe pitch was foul by Huffman. Here's the another changeup on the third base. Would just be a massive strikeout for Jacob if he can get Huffman out here. Strike. Jack get their first out of the inning. Still 2 runners on. Ziola. Look at a curve. Here's the 1-0 from Jake. Right one, fast ball outside. One pitch, breaking ball inside. Green went. Jacobs ahead quickly. Wanted to count. Go. He has his pitch. Here is the 1-2 to Green. Strike. That's going to score a run. It's Satterley. Only one out. I want to know. Swings at that for strike one. Two and one. Manuel swings that ball deep into right field. This one ball. Manuel's going to stop at first. Green's going to go to second. And the BeeJays have the lead in the top of the seventh. Now, Kate Adams up to bat with a chance to extend this. top of the seventh. For the Jays. That ball is banked in the center field. This one deep. One's got a chance. This one is gone. With the 3-run home run. 8-run top of the 7th home run to Kate Adams. So up to here in the Jacob. Hit parade right now for the Liberal BeeJays. Only one out. For strike one. Fast ball. Now there's a whole count 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 2 balls that it was followed back by this the count 0 and 2. Here's that 0-2 pitch. That is low. Here's the one, and as a breaking ball, it gets by Adderley. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Jacobs, and that ball is smacked. Will make the throw over to Fran here in time for out number 2. So the second out of the inning just lost on this inning. On here was given 14 hits given up. It's 9 spots top of this breaking ball from Jacobs that did not break. Get out of the way of that one. That one from Jacobs. And that ball is smacked up to the captain to get through. Sold for the BeeJays, 1 run on. And Rojas swinging and a miss. So the momentum pendulum swinging. The Jack's struggling to get out of this thing in. Stop by Satterley. One, takes a look over first. Here's a 1-1 to the fence. So the count 1-2. Not let this inning Jacobs takes a look at first base two. Bounces in for ball two, count two. About to center field right now. Nolan did that another hit by pitch. So now two runners on, still two outs.
No, BeeJays left field at all.
Charlie's inning. Two men out. Here's the first pitch. This is the breaking for ball one. Breaking ball that time it broke. For strike one. On breaking ball, and that ball is popped. The count one and two. Right now, 5. Run score in this top half of the 7th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and get this back to the top half of this lineup. Pitch breaking ball. High for ball 3. That one was on the end, but high. So now the count full. Big pitch up coming for Trent Jacobs. Low and away for ball 4. Brings up Jet Hoffman now with bases loaded. Still now in the 0 for 4 in this contest. Takes a look at ball 1. Top of the order on deck. Here's the 1-1 for Jacobs. And that was low. A smack between the gap of shortstop, represented by Zola, and the score now 16-9. first pitch outside for on second. The 0-1. Both runners are going to go over to third base. It is not Ziola gets there, and Huffman moves over. So 2 runners and swing and a miss on a breaking ball way out. Goes ahead 1-2. Here's the 1 pitch. Breaking ball that will make a grab and end this. It is done, and that is an understatement. A lot of half of the School. Bottom half of the seventh inning, running back. Perry. First pitch in, and their first strike. That ball is back between lead off runner on for the on first base. You got to manufacture some runs. You wonder if Perry here. And they're for ball. Now it takes a look back at first base. He that off of his ball. So the count totally taking a beating in this game in the last inning. Seconds after his chest. There takes one off the shin, but he is ready to go. The one from ball slap back by home plate. Stanley was set at box. First base, he will force back to the bag on a And that ball is going to hit Satterley. So his day is just hard contact. This is how that 6-run inning.
For the Lumberjacks, designated hitter
Mason Regan up to bat. 2 men on. Behind the catcher. One. Here's the 0-1. Second baseman. 2 might be in play here. The throw. Satterley, the cursing run for Satterley will get thrown out at second base. Runner, quote. As Regan Kyler in the 5th inning with in the dirt for ball 1. At first base now checks over to third base. Here's the 1 pitch for strike 1. Rally work somewhat slow. Open stance. Here's the 1-1 breaking ball once again. there's walls that actually feed themselves for 2 weeks on a fly. Is caught out of a sandwich. So come down to the ballpark if you're hungry. The 1-2, I don't know, the breaking ball on the bottom of 7.
Now, the Lumberjacks.
Leto now up with rush in the corners and the chance here to score a run. Third base. Here's the first pitch, 1. Regan at first, some noise to attract the attention. He does get that attention. He'll dive back to first base. Small lead over first base. Once again, seventh inning. BeeJays. That ball is going to be so. And that ball is smacked to the gap. That's going to score one run. Perry comes home. Robledo gets an RBI single.
Second baseman number 8.
up Josh Miller, 2 men. Rally delivered Miller. So reset things here. The count 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Rally. Count 0-2. Replenish. Back in the 6th. Here's the 0-2 once again. Sun begins set here. Canyon. Go to. And that ball is smacked to the gap. Miller is in with a double. And that's another run for the Jacks. So Clifford up to bat. 1-run RBI double for Josh Miller. And 3. And that pitch is in there. High. To be first. The 1-0. That ball is popped. Adams will run over to that behind us. So the 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. We have a pitcher warming up in the out. One. That ball is true. It is not. Rally is going to go over to first base. And that is going to trail by 5. Rally is down in a little pain right. In high school, the score Lumberjax